You know what? We were 5 for 5 on the penalty kill, but obviously, you know, your best penalty killer is your goaltender. I thought he was excellent tonight. I think everybody maybe a little inspired by field hockey and soccer today, and had a great game for us.
What improvements did you see in specific areas from last night?
We got to the net. I mean, and we didn't do it the first period, but we did later. We got to the net. I don't think we didn't have as many shots, but 5-on-5 is close. We only had 2 shots on the power play, but definitely we got to the net. I mean, we had several second opportunities. I don't think we had that at all last night.
Do you feel like you guys were maybe more physical, maybe second time in that first period? Bailey had a big hit in the offensive zone, and then Blake had that big hit long before it's also.
Yeah, you know, it's such a fine line because we also had big hits by, you know, we had a couple, one by Dom Marone, one by Kenny Brooks that both got called. Actually, Casey Bailey had another one that got called. I don't know what he called it, if it was a trip or a hip or what he called, but it's a fine line. You have to play physical, but you have to do it without taking penalties. I think that's where you can really do a good job is in front of the net. You know, you can play tough and dirty in front of the net, and that's what I think we were a lot better tonight, and that's what allowed us to get a lot more production. Yes. Well, you always want to get, I mean, the deeper you are, the better. So it was great. Both him and Jake Friedman made their debuts. And I thought, you know, another guy who hasn't played in a couple games, Brian Dolan, I thought had an excellent game. I thought last night, actually, I didn't think our D played very well. I might as well, I know you're probably going to answer that question. Thought I'd do it ahead of time, but I thought tonight they were excellent. I thought Connor Varley was excellent. I thought Peter Sweetland was excellent. I thought Luke Uha was excellent. Nate Jensen is always very good. Brian Dolan played well. I mean, I thought Joseph Lordo maybe had his best game, and I thought our D really responded from last night. I don't think they were proud of themselves. I think tonight they should be.
How important was it for you guys to have a win like this? You have 14 days, I think, for your next
game.
So you have a little time off before you can get back on the ice and play somebody who, you know, isn't our
to us, it's not that we have 14 days off. To us, this is an excellent program. I'm pumped right now. I can't tell you. This is a step. This is a good step for us. That's a very good program. They've gone to the NCAA's 5 of the last 6 years, won their league 5 of the last 6 years, and we played with them. And that's a tremendous feeling.
Questions from anyone else?
Who got the hard hat? They gave it to Scoffer, and it was, you know what, Max Gardner gave it, and if he wasn't giving it, he very well could have got it. Yes, sir. I think it was one of those games. It wasn't as ping-pongy. It was, you know, they tried to control. They tried to make better plays, and we tried to make better plays. Everything wasn't as rushed. So it was part of the reason for that was it was just a style of play. It was it's called a load. You know, the D-men, instead of just quickly exploding and doing something with the puck, they were more patient on both sides of the ice, and that's why it looked a lot more organized in the neutral zone. Well, the evaluations, we wanted to pump up some energy. I don't think we were thrilled with our game last night, and you know, I think Dom Marone fits there. Like Casey Bailey and Max Gardner obviously are tremendous offensive players, and Dom has a good offensive IQ, and yet he also goes to the net really well. He's not the biggest guy, but he doesn't mind getting dirty in front, and I thought he would fit well there. And Jake Friedman's a guy that you love on your team because he's just smiling, he's just raring to go, and I thought we could use a little bit of an energy and injection, and I thought he gave us that. I thought he played a really good game.
Just overall this weekend,
yeah, much better.
What does this really mean for him using him down the road? Let's see the response.
Wow, that's a very good question. Justin Kirkable had his best weekend by far. He had his most consistent weekend by far. I didn't see the last penalty. Maybe you guys saw it better than I did, but he made things happen. He came back hard. He changed well. He did a lot of little things that we asked him to do, and he did them well. I think for him to answer your question, I think this could be a turning the corner weekend for him. I don't think he nor anybody, you know, let's be blunt, was thrilled with his play up to this point, and I thought he really, you know, he was a lot more focused and he moved his feet, and I thought he was very good all weekend. Yeah, fantastic. I mean, the great thing about there's something about a line like that is you throw them out like you said because you want to restore order because they protect the puck so well. They're so good defensively, and yet, I mean, they're fantastic offensively. I can't tell you how confident the bench gets when you see them go over the boards. They're fantastic. Each one of them is fantastic 200-foot hockey player. They protect the puck very well. They all have offensive instincts, but they all think in the sense that they're going to think defense first. They're not going to cut corners, and they're not going to take unnecessary chances. And you just feel so good when they're on the ice. And they're warriors, all three of them.
Any more questions?
Yeah, I thought he looked good right from the start. I thought he was tracking. I think the first shot he got on net, you could just see that he was tracking it and he was calm. And I think we've been saying that for a while. When he's mentally just focused, he's just so tough. He's just so tough. He's athletic. You saw some very athletic saves going post to post, but just when he's just so mentally calm. And I don't know if you can hear from the stands, but he's a great quarterback as well. I think he's calm, yet he's very vocal at the same time. And so he's a calming influence, and he's actually very helpful with his communication. So, I mean, he was, I guess he didn't get the hard hat for nothing. I mean, he played a great game. Yeah.
Seen them being nervous at times this year too.
Yeah.
Both of them deal with their nerves
today. Yeah. Connor had his best game, and I'm not just talking about his goal, and he had a nice assist too. You take away his offense, I thought he had by far his best game, and it could have helped that he had such good communication back there. And I think you're right that both Scoff and Varley at times prior to this did seem a little nervous, rightly so. They're freshmen, this is brand new, and rightly so, but I think they both looked more comfortable and assertive. And obviously when you play like that, you're going to get good results.
Time for a couple more.
What went into the decision to put Scott in that? Did you plan on that? Was that the result of
No, he didn't. We didn't have it planned that we were going to split, but unless something spectacular happened, if we got outshot 40-20 and won a 2-1 game or 1-0 game, then we might have kept the rotation or kept PJ in there. But it's certainly not against our plans to split him. So unless something spectacular happened Friday night, this was going to happen. He deserves it.
How do you think? I'm sure you just elaborate more on his play tonight. Was it an experimental thing as well? Going into that decision?
No, experimental with Scoff putting him in? No, not at all. I mean, he's excellent. You saw it tonight. We know he's excellent, and it's tough. Any freshman coming into NCAA hockey, it's not an easy thing. And like I said before, I think he was a little nervous in his first couple starts. I thought he had a good game when he won against Buffalo State, and he certainly deserved to get in the net again. I think the coaching staff was really excited to get him in the net again because once we saw that he was starting, like you saw in the Buff State game, he didn't look nervous. He was starting to get a little focused, especially later in the game, and I don't think anybody's surprised to see the game he had.
One more question.
Any birthday celebration?
Ha! Yeah, you know what? Well, we'll see. He wanted to get out of the locker room pretty quick, so that might be in store.
All right.
Thank you very much. Have a great weekend, you guys.
We'll have